This episode is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the #1 seller of games and gaming accessories. And GatheringMagic.com, the #1 resource for Magic the Gathering news and articles.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the latest episode of Drafting with Big Nass. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I noticed that we got RGD drafts running, so I haven't drafted this format in quite a long time, and I would like to take this opportunity to draft it again. Okay, so just general thoughts about the format. I generally like being in Rug, just because I feel like that those have like the most powerful cards. I really like the combination of like the big roll creatures plus ways of getting them through and stuff like that, and the whole like Bloodthirst and Graft, they work pretty well together. But I'm not gonna force it or anything. So like I'm pretty open to drafting, really, just whatever. So in this pack, the cards that stand out to me are the Dimir Aqueduct, the Disembowel, and the Bramble Elemental. One thing to keep in mind with Rug is like your first pack is you're drafting off guild, but there are quite a lot of good monocolor cards pack one. Like these bounce lands are so good in this format that I'd almost be willing to pass this Disembowel for it. And it's not like Disembowel is all that great, so you know what? I think I will take the Dimir Aqueduct here. Even if it's like I'm splashing one of the colors, it's still fine. Okay. So in this pack, what do we got? Selesnya Evangel. In triple Ravnica, like this would be a really early pick, but in RGD it's not as good just because like there's not a whole lot of options for green white X, and it just doesn't really work that well with the other two packs. Golgari Guildmage is fine. I could take another bounce land, but this Remand is actually pretty good. It's probably worth a take too. It's not nothing. I'm probably gonna take the Remand here. It's an all around good card, and like especially like if the whole plan is to like play a bounce land and like play a spell like early, you can remand it and force them to discard. So that it does come up a little bit more often than you'd think. So I'll go with the remand here. Okay, so Scatter the Seeds is pretty good, as is Flight of Fancy. Telling Time is okay. Brown Scale's playable. Frenzied Goblin's pretty good in like the super aggro like 1-drop deck. I might just go with Scatter the Seeds here. It's that or Flight of Fancy. I think it's pretty close. I think I will. I'm just gonna go with the Flight of Fancy here, just because. Like there's no reason for me to jump into green just yet, and Flight of Fancy is still good in like the Rug deck. I don't know if that's right or not, but I'm just gonna like I do like to draw cards, so I'm gonna go with that one. Okay, Pollen Bright Wings. That's a really good one. As is Faith's Fetters, as is Compulsive Research. So this is quite a stacked pack. Kind of curious to see as to what the first 3 picks were. So, man, Pollen Bright Wings is so good. But that does put me into 2 other colors. I could just take Faith's Fetters here and just be in 1 other color. I could go into blue, white, black instead of Rug. That gives me access to Orzhov Pack 2 and Azorius Pack 3. I don't think I can pass this Face Fetters. Like, as good as Compulsive Research is, like, Face Fetters just answers anything. So, I feel like I have to take it. Okay. Well, here's another decent white card. Drake Familiar can be really good if you have like a lot of like Galvanic Arcs. I think that's what the card is called. It's like an enchantment that when it enters the battlefield, you deal 3 damage. Terror Dirk is fine. Fist of the Ironwood is also pretty good. Especially really good with Drake Familiar, but I don't know how deep we're going into that. Transluminate has gotten a lot worse without being able to stack damage. This card is, yeah, it's so much worse. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'll go with the Devouring Light here. It just seems like the best card in the pack. Oh, Aura Touch Mage. Now I really wish I took that Pollen Bright Wings, because that's a pretty good combo. There's really not much else in this pack that I would want. I could take a Terrarium, could take Strands of Undeath. But Aura Touch Mage has some pretty big payoffs. Like, I already have a Flight of Fancy to get with it, and it can only get better from here, so I'll go with that one. It looks like white is reasonably open here. Okay, so Gazer Gorgon's fine, Drift of Phantasms is fine, Grifter's Blade is okay. I'm gonna make this window a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. Woo! Woo! I guess I'll go Grifter's Blade. Just, I mean, I don't really have anything worth tutoring for yet with Drift of Phantasms. Not sure if I really want to take sideboard cards this early, especially if, like, Grifter's Blade is, I mean, that's a real card. Yeah, I'll take it. I'm not 100% sure it'll make the final deck, but it's worth speculating on. Okay, so could take Drake Familiar. I really don't think I'll end up with enough enchantments to really make this playable. Like, this card was a lot better in Triple Rav, just because, like, there was a lot of good enchantments to return. Like, you had Flight of Fancy, you had Fist of the Ironwood, you had Galvanic Arc. So, like, all really good enchantments. It was even decent in, like, RRG, just because, like, you end up being in Rug anyway. But with one less pack of good enchantments, it seems like it's going to be a lot worse. So I ended up taking the Centaur Safeguard there. Just it's a fine. It's a fine beater against life. It's good both on offense and on defense. So we got our pack back. Really nothing too exciting here. Could take a Carrion Howler. Could take a Nightmare Void. Could also take Sewer Drag, although it's really not all that exciting. I'm gonna go with the Nightmare Void here. I don't think I'll end up playing it, but you never know. Okay, so we wield the Selesnya Evangel, and we also wield Seeds of Strength, so, like, there's no reason to be in black quite yet. I mean, we do have a Dimir Aqueduct, but that's it. And we could also be, like, blue, white, green, although that does leave us with no guilds in Pack 2. It's not something I'm super excited about, but it is the best card in the pack, so I'm just going to take it for now. Again, I don't think I'm going to end up playing it, just because, like, blue, white, green is just not a good color combination. Okay, nothing too exciting here. I guess I'll take the Undercity Shade. I mean, it's playable. Nothing very exciting here. I guess I'll take the Boros Fury Shield. So that pack was okay. It's really about setting up for, like, packs 2 and 3. I'm still leaving up the option to be blue, white, black. I think that's going to end up being the best colors to be in, just because, like, blue, white, green is just nothing pack 2 for it, and I don't think there'll be enough monocolor cards pack 2 to make that deck work. Okay, well, if I forced the Rug deck, I would have been able to first pick Rumbling Slum here, which is pretty good. It enables all of your Bloodthirsts, but I don't think you're going to end up being in that color. So our options, if we're going to be drafting quote-unquote Esper, are Osteorythral and Plagued Rusalka. I figure I feel like Osteorythral is probably the best option here. So one of the reasons I do like drafting the Rug deck a lot is Streetbreaker Worm. It just man, my whole philosophy for this format is if it's creature type worm, you take it. But I think it's a little late for that. I mean, we could have forced it if we really wanted to, but like we were getting some pretty good white cards along the way. So I'm gonna go with Ostiary Thrall here. It just seems like the best option. Okay. Yeah, so another good reason to force Rug is you get cards like Steam Core Weird and Is There Chronarch. But I get, like I don't think that's gonna happen. Um, plus there's an Orzhov Basilica in this pack, and I do like having these bounce lands. They just work so well. They fix your mana. It's like drawing a card. They're like I've first picked these many times. Anything else we might want? Might want this Orzhov Euthanist to come back. It's fine. Like it's obviously it gets a lot worse if your opponent can play around it, but a lot of times you'll be able to be able to trade a worse creature for a much better creature. But I'm just gonna take the bounce land here, and hopefully something good comes back. This is killing me to pass these Steam Core weirds. It really is. Well, for lack of any like decent cards, I'm just going to take the Orzhov Basilica. That's probably enough bounce lands. Like I might want to take like a blue-white bounce land pack 3, but I probably don't need too many more of them. Like 3 or 4 is probably the most I'd want to play. Okay, so there's another Basilica. Probably going to take the Shadowlance. It seems like it'd be pretty good in this deck. We can fetch it with Aura Touch Mage. And if you're going to draft like black-white, like this is going to be a good card in your deck. Like surprise, surprise. Spell Tithe Enforcer, I've forgotten what it does. It's okay. I don't need another bounce land here, so I'm just going to take the Shadowlance. It seems fine. It's worth noting that I don't really have any creatures, so I should probably get on that. Okay, so Lionheart Maverick doesn't seem very good, but I also don't have any creatures. So I might have to play this. I'm not happy about it, but I'm certainly not going to take like a Withstand over it. Like Withstand is fine; it's fine trick, but like this is now my 4th creature, so I need to do something about that. God, jeez, another Streetbreaker Worm. Like, why didn't I force this deck? Why? Okay, I guess I could take Poison Belly. Could also take Infiltrator's Mage Mark. Like, Infiltrator's Mage Mark on Streetbreaker Worm was probably one of my favorite combos. But I guess we're taking Poison Belly and liking it. Okay, so Aetherplasm, remind me what you do. That does not seem very good, especially in a deck with hardly any creatures in it. Okay, well, I'm not taking Order of the Stars. I don't want a second Poison Belly Ogre. I've had some fun with Rune Boggle. It's always good when you boggle your opponent. So I'll go with that one. Okay, well there's the Euthanist. Nothing else I really want. I could take Drown Waselka, but I need actual creatures that can attack. So let's go with that. I guess we're taking another Poison Belly. Okay, Skyrider Trainee. Like we are planning on playing some enchantments, so it seems like it's a good fit for our deck. Could also take Crystal Seer, but again, I need like actual creatures that can attack. So okay, I guess we can take. I don't know if I want 2 Skyrider Trainees. It's probably fine to take a Crystal Seer. Yeah. Nah, I'm just going to take the second trainee. Okay, I guess I'll take the only card I can actually cast here. Again, not a card I'm super excited about, but not much I can do about it. So, no playables. So the moral of the story is always force rug. Since I'd much rather have Street Breaker Worms than these Chaperoons here. I'm really hoping that there's some good blue-white cards in this pack for me. Because this is not looking like a good deck. Last pick, Predatory Focus. That should not happen. That card's actually good. Like, it's basically, if you have enough power to kill your opponent's dead. Okay, well that's unfortunately not a rare that I can play. Let me take a look at this split card. Not super exciting either. My eye is drifting towards this Guardian of the Guild Pact, since it's super annoying for most decks. Other than that, like, I could take a Simic Signet, like, off-color, but that's not super exciting. Yeah, I'm just gonna take this Guardian of the Guild Pact. Like, its protection from monocolored is so good. It's definitely better than Enemy of the Guild Pact. Like, monocolor creatures are far more common than multicolor creatures. Okay, well, let's see. That doesn't seem that great. Oh, another reason to play to force rug. Assault Zeppelin. This card's crazy. Okay, so what do we got here? Plumes of Peace. That seems fine. It seems better than Karam and Soulsworn Jury and Vision Skeins. Yeah, I guess that's what we're taking. Okay. Oh, here we go. Some actual creatures, like decent ones. Hopefully we get that Helium Squirter back, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't come back. So yeah, it's definitely the first swing here. I would love to cut this guy. Lionheart Maverick, get out of here. Just give me a reason. But as of yet, I don't have enough playables, so I can't afford to hide it just yet. I really hope I get someone with this Grifter's Blade. Okay, Walking Archive. Well, that is in my colors. And what does it do? That doesn't seem super exciting. What are other options here? Might just take the Spell Snare, probably because it's worth like a tick. Probably just gonna take this Plumes of Peace though. Like, it's basically a removal spell. I'll feel pretty silly if Spell Snare is worth like 5 ticks or so. So I'm actually gonna check. Yeah, they sell it for 2, so whatever. I'll just take Plumes of Peace. It's not a big deal. Okay, well, I could take Chancery. Always good. What's Bronze Bombshell? Unfortunately, I don't recall seeing any donates, so that doesn't seem that great. Don't have that many multicolored spell. What's Palliation Accord do? It doesn't seem that great. So we have 3 on-color Eidolons or a Chancery. Yeah, I'm just going to take Chancery. Alright, Freewind Equinox. Well, we do have a bunch of enchantments. It's that or Beacon Hawk. Could also take the Signet, but I like the Equinox here. Like, I already have a bunch of enchantments, so that should be pretty good. Do I take a third Plumes of Peace? I think I do. Like, what else am I going to take? An Azorius Signet? Azorius Signet's good and all, but Plumes of Peace does pretty much deal with most creatures that need to tap to attack. And even the ones that don't need to tap to attack, well, we can just tap them and then Plumes it. Plus Forecast, I mean, that's not irrelevant, so I guess I'll take it. Okay. Well, since we have so many things that care if they're enchanted, Shielding Plaques is not awful. You know, giving our guy Hexproof and getting to draw a card. So that combos with our Equinox, Mage Mark, Shadowlance. I don't think it's good enough. I'm just going to take, like, an actual creature. Okay, so I want Trial and Error. Not really. Yeah, I'm just going to take Enemy of the Guild Pact. It attacks. What does Slaughterhouse Bouncer do? I don't see myself activating Hellbent all that much, so I'm going to go with Enemy of the Guild Pact here. That allows me to not play one of these crappy Poison Belly Ogres. Let's see. I do have 4 bounce lands for Azorius Aethermage. But that's it. And I'm not a huge fan of playing 3 mana 1/1s, whereas Karam actually does something. And I don't have a lot of early drops. I guess I'll pick up a Vision Skeins here. You know what? I doubt I'll play it, so I guess I'll just take a Bouncer. Oh, I guess I could have taken that Shielding Plaques also to give my Skyrider trainees flying. Oh, I guess I goof draft there. It doesn't matter. Like, I wasn't going to play any of those cards. Sure, I'll take this Gobblobler so I don't have to play against it. Alright, well, I'm not super happy with this deck, but hopefully I can make something work with it. So I'll take a few minutes to build this, and I'll be back in just a sec. Alright, this is what we're going to be submitting. Again, I'm not super happy with this deck. I would have been a lot happier if I just forced Rug. I got some sketchy cards I'm not too happy about playing. Like, I think Undercity Shade is probably not the best in a deck with, 3 swamps and, like, 6 overall lands that tap for black. But I need some way to win the game, so... other than that, I'm hoping I get to rebuy Aurora Eidolon a lot. I mean, I do have 4 multicolored spells. Azorius First Swing is pretty much a non-bow with all my enchantments, but... And having this many enchantments with this few creatures is, again, another thing I'm not too happy about. But whatever, it's, you know, I don't get to draft this format every day, and this was one of my favorite formats from back in the day. And, like, even if I lose, whatever, it's not a big deal. So I'm going to submit this, and we'll see you guys in round 1.